So we're live.
We're live. We're live.
Yo.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too,
Nice
man.
to
How
see
you
too,
been?
man. I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good, good. Welcome to our Thoughts Your Shot. What?
What?
Welcome to our Thoughts Your Thoughts, a show where we talk about the things you want to talk about,
And the things you don't want to talk about.
like them cookies.
Yo, them cookies.
Yeah, I've been eating these cookies a lot. Like, she made some yesterday, and I've been eating them all day today. So I hope I have some appetite left for this, yo.
Appetite for destruction.
Yeah. So how you been, man?
Tired, man.
Tired?
Yeah.
Oh, cause
Busy, all that stuff.
you're doing everything all at once, right?
Yep.
Like you're raising a brand new baby, and that, honestly, every time I go to your place, I'm still shocked. I'm like, you guys really went and did this, right?
Yep, we have four. We have four. we a trip. We trip. But it is what it is, man. It's a beautiful thing. Shout out to my wife. I know it's tough having someone trying to feed off you every couple of hours. Feels like you have I don't want to say a parasite because he's my son, but
snap.
like a succubus or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but for sure, respect to her.
Speaking of parasites, we have a loaded show today.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And maybe that's what it is. What parasites do is they kill the host most of the time. And what does the host say? Y'all be killing me with this stuff.
Y'all be killing me with this. Wait, y'all be killing me with this stuff.
Honestly, I had a hard time watching that one, man.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was rough. It was rough. But we'll get into it. We'll get into it. But what are we eating today?
These homemade chocolate chip cookies made by the one and only Kara Boo. They're super fluffy and moist, and some pieces feel like it's dough. It's just perfect.
It's a little taste of heaven.
Of everything.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Yo, so what's your tip of the week for the people?
Tip of the week. You know what? Coming down, I was just talking with my best friend, and I was just talking, and what I realized is, you know what? Things are gonna come and things are gonna go. Just accept them for what they are.
Fair.
Try not to hold on to anything.
Fair. Makes sense. My tip of the week is, people are probably gonna think I'm pretty stupid for this, but when you have your winter jacket and you have a zipper going the other way, I just realized I could use that to pee instead of bringing my entire jacket down.
How old are you?
36.
Whoa.
You know what? And the worst is, I think my kids even know that.
Whoa.
And I was just like, man, I really gotta pee. Man, this is way easier.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
really
going
think that went
up
through.
the other way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really think that went through.
I use that when I sit down in the car or whatever.
That's a good one too.
Oh, snap.
If I did that, it was like accidental. I was like, I would sit down and it would go like, and then I go like, oh, damn.
Yeah, it's broken, huh?
I broke it again. Damn.
It's by design, man.
Damn.
That's
good.
funny.
But it's all good. What's your song of the week?
You stole my song of the week, by the way.
How did I steal your song of the week?
Anyway, my song of the week is Lil Wayne and Triple X Tentacion.
XXX Tentacion.
Yes. R.I.P.
True.
Really sad way to go, but it's called Don't Cry.
Don't cry.
Yeah, it's a good track.
It's pretty good. That's the Don't Cry.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
It's sad, man.
It's sad, but it's pretty good.
It's crazy because it was the album was released like not far removed from his death.
Yeah, like posthumously.
Yeah, like the Lil Wayne joint.
Okay, good.
You could type.
Where?
You can have the on-screen.
I don't know anything about technology, man. Like, I'm struggling right now.
Okay.
Stop making fun of me, okay?
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah. So, what's your song of the week?
My song of the week is Boasty.
Mana Boasty.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's
Steph
so
on
good.
Dawn.
She kills it.
She's like a better version of Nicki Minaj, like the original.
A better version of Nicki Minaj, but was Nicki Minaj good?
Touche.
She's poo in my
Yeah,
book. That's a whole other story.
Yeah, it was a good. It was
Boasty by Wiley, Stefflon Don, Sean Paul, and featuring Idris
Idris
Elba.
Yo,
Stringer
Sean
Bell.
Paul is old, son.
Yes, he is.
You know he's old when he has cut his hair bald when he had those long braids.
Or else he would have had him like this.
Yeah, I saw it, and dude dresses the exact same way.
That's pretty
from
funny.
2001.
Hey,
yeah,
he's just stuck back there. But yo,
anyway,
share the show, like the show. But let's get started because there's a lot of stuff we want to get to, and let's destroy these cookies.
How we doing with time? We good?
Yeah, we good. We good. All right.
So there's what in the world is going on with Canadian politics, man? How is it that down south is affecting us this way?
I was gonna say, it's like, is it because we want to have our own sideshow? Is that what's going on? Like, we're like, we're too Canadian, eh? We should probably be a little bit more proactive in our scandals.
But you know what? Oh, so we're talking about the Trudeau scandal.
Yep.
As much as we're like very, docile and good people,
Yep.
it sounds like they're really trying to get this guy out of office over this thing.
Well, really, I find it's just that one guy, Andrew Scheer, who just look. I can't stand his face, because he doesn't really care about what's going on. He's just like, well, when I'm prime minister, like, guy, you're not even talking about the scandal. You talk about the scandal in a 5-minute span. 30 seconds is the scandal, and then 4 minutes and 30 seconds is what you would do, which is just ridiculous.
What's the scandal?
So, from what I understand, there's a company called SNC Lavalin.
Yes.
They're an engineering company or something like that, and they provide jobs, but they're under investigation for corruption. And apparently, the Attorney General at the time was asked to kind of expedite the process and sweep it under the rug, as far as I understand, because they didn't want to lose a contract with them, which also meant losing jobs. So, in that situation, when I saw that, I kind of understood, like, again, there's no proof yet, but I kind of understood it was like, I feel like that happens in politics. People want to secure contracts. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying people want to secure contracts because they're putting pressure on the guy to create jobs. So, I don't know, that's just my take. Again, from an ethical standpoint, I know it's not right, but I'm saying I get it.
You know what? I think I got to be with you from my limited understanding. He's doing a thing. He's doing a certain negative action for a positive deed.
Yeah.
How often do we do that in our daily lives?
Exactly.
All the time.
The only thing that I think that would make this bad is if he's getting kickbacks. If he's getting a kickback, I mean, he's kind of getting a kickback anyway because it's to look good from a political standpoint, but at the same time, I don't know, man.
Well, kickback, like he needs to get some real money out of it.
Yeah, true.
True. And a prime minister's salary is kind of, strict.
Better than mine.
Yeah, but he's gonna get that money regardless, right? But anyway, but I do think that our version of scandals and drama is nothing. Because we're seeing it every day.
Because there's no porn stars?
Oh, man. Like, I don't want to stray off too far, but I was watching the Michael Cohen situation, and I was watching Saturday Night Live right after. The thing that happened in real life was funnier than the parody.
That's nuts.
Crazy.
That's nuts. Yo, Coach Zubay just told me that Andrew Scheer is actually an Immaculata graduate where I went to high school.
You got no loyalty, man.
What year did he graduate, Coach? Because that's interesting. Hopefully I didn't beat him up or something.
He can
I was not a bully. I was not a bully in high school. I take it back. I was not a bully. But what do you guys think? It's gonna be interesting to see where they go from there. That's what I'm curious to see, because like you said, it's one of those things. Is it okay to do bad for the greater good? Allegedly,
yeah. But honestly, I'm not sure if there's enough reason to try to kick this man out of office for this. Like the track record, how deep is it?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think like you gotta habitually do a bunch of bad stuff where people gotta want to take you out. Even Trump, people against Trump are not necessarily talking about impeachment because they feel like it'll be too much work to make that happen.
Because he usually has one thing that trumps the other.
Oh, which will be father and son and daughter. They will. Anyways,
there you go.
Next.
So moving on. Did you see the R.Kelly interview?
No. Yeah, that hurts. You know, I told you it. Like one of the things I fear the most,
Mm-hmm.
or my pet peeve, is seeing people make fools out of themselves.
I remember that.
When he started crying, no, when he said, "Is this camera on me? Is this camera on me?" I was like, "Oh no, it's gonna go bad."
He's about to blow up.
Oh man, dude was sweating and everything.
Mm.
You know, Gail,
Mm-hmm.
I give her mad props, but I've seen my mom sit like that when I was in trouble. When I was like blowing out, my parents would be like,
In their heads, they're like, "This mother."
Yes. That was the look of a disappointed woman.
Mm-hmm.
That like you can't ever take that back.
Mm-hmm.
I give her mad props,
Mm-hmm.
but R.Kelly, what the hell were you thinking? What was his publicist thinking?
Oh, when he went on CNN after?
Tell me about that.
You didn't hear about this?
No.
His publicist went on CNN after and said, "I don't think that this was a bad move for him." That's what he said, because he's like, if you had someone accusing you of something that you were not guilty of, would you not be extremely upset and pissed? He's like, if anything, it showed with his reaction how adamant he is that he didn't do these things. So he showed the emotion tied to his belief.
2 careers down the drain now. Dude, if you're not guilty, you know what? Let due process do its thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't think Gail said anything to make him go that way.
No, he just flipped out.
It's guilt, that overreaction. You know, what are they saying?
Coach Dubé still just saying the SNC Lavalin situation is kind of messed because they're a supporter of the Liberal Party financially, so that's what makes it a bit of a conflict of interest. And he's not a fan, but what Trudeau did is wrong. That's what he's saying. And Coach, I need to know when Scheer attended the high school. I don't remember when. So
he's trying to save you from something.
I know. But did you have any other things that like really stuck out with the R.Kelly thing? Like, it speaks for itself, man. Like, in the sense that it just didn't look good.
No, it looked horrible for him.
Oh.
You know, when you're really guilty, you don't try to deflect blame.
Mm-hmm.
What you got to do is just sit down and take the hits.
Mm-hmm. Take the L.
Take the L. Take the L, and be like, and take responsibility for even being in the situation in general, and say, I don't know how this came to be, but I promise you guys, I'll do my best to make sure this works itself out.
The thing I didn't get was when he did that, "You're killing me with it," and then he said, "I'm trying to do this for my kids," and then he got arrested a couple of days after for not paying child support. I was like,
that's crazy.
I was like, this fool.
But he's one of those guys, he'll never be guilty to a certain set of fans. Because his bail was like $150,000. A fan paid it.
Yeah.
He was out like a few days later. That's crazy. What type of fan has $150,000 to just bail some dude out?
It was probably one of those fans that paid R.Kelly to do like a private show or something.
Yeah. Probably a male fan or something.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So, click the like button, share the show. He graduated in 2012.
Whoa, he's young.
Yeah. He graduated from Immaculata High School. later receiving Distinguished Catholic Alumni Award for it in 2012. Wow. And he worked on several political campaigns. I'm still not loyal. I don't care if he went to my school. I don't care if he went to my school, man. Click the like button to share the show. So, my boy Jay from up north, he wanted to know if we were going to address the fact that Odell Beckham just got traded.
As soon as you walked in, you said that.
That's huge news.
That's crazy.
Odell Beckham.
Okay, what does it mean? Does it mean that he retains all the money that New York gave him?
Yeah, your contract goes with you. Yeah. And now he leaves the pressure of New York and gets to chill in Cleveland. But their team is stacked. And they've been garbage for years. And their team is stacked. He actually is playing with his college teammate now.
Oh, wow.
Which is dope. And I swear it's been their plan from the beginning.
So where does that leave New York?
They're terrible. Sorry, I'm going to say it like Charles Barkley. Terrible. They are terrible. They did get like a first-round pick, a third-round pick, and a really good defensive player. But they're still bad. They got nobody on offense. They're bad.
Didn't he just get that contract?
He just got that contract last year. That made him the richest wide receiver in the league. Although a couple of guys are going to get paid more this year. Because Antonio Brown also got traded to Oakland, which is a big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal
too. He was disgruntled.
Where was he playing?
Pittsburgh. And he's that guy. He's just like, yeah, I'm done playing here. But if you got that money, come looking for me.
Yeah.
And now he's in Oakland.
Too bad that didn't happen for Carmelo.
Womp womp.
But
that's too bad.
Why do you think he got traded? Like, what happened?
Their running back is really good. So I think
at New York,
yeah, Saquon Barkley. So I think that it made, not that it made Odell expendable, but I think because he's a very loud personality, and the other guy is really good and isn't as loud, they wanted to make that guy the face of the franchise. That's just my opinion. So they didn't want to deal with the drama of Odell anymore, and they're just like, ship him out.
What type of drama do you think Odell brings?
Well, just like he from injuries to he's been suspended. Not for doing anything crazy bad, like off the field, but I remember like he had illegally hit a guy once, and then he's always in the limelight. You know what I mean? Like he has a bunch of followers on Instagram, so you always see him partying and at
You're
games.
talking about New York, right?
Exactly. Like you would think that that's the brand that you would want, but hey, whatever, man.
That's crazy.
The Browns are going to be good, man. If the Browns don't do anything this year, they're cursed. Like. Change them to the Cleveland Tutankhamons. Like, they're done. They're cursed. But, that blew my mind. I can't believe... I was really hoping he'd go to San Francisco, because that's my team.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way.
A lot of things happened and started in San Francisco. The new direction the NFL is taking, or position, it's started in San Francisco.
Really?
Yeah, the knee.
This is true. This is true.
Anyways, moving right along.
Oh, I thought it said 2012.
He got that Catholic thing in 2012.
Oh, okay, but it was 90. So I went to school with him.
Yeah, for a couple of years.
So
I'll find the yearbook picture.
So for people who didn't hear, what did Kara say?
So it says that Andrew Shear graduated in 1999. So he graduated 2 years before I did. So I probably came across him, but I was probably just like nerd. I was like, I'm playing sports. That guy's into politics. We're not on the same level.
Debate club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, can you hit me up with that water?
Oh, I thought you finished yours already?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's just my arms are not as long as yours, man.
Hey, DNA.
All right, respect.
Alrighty, so click the like button, share the show.
These cookies are delicious.
That's why they're disappearing so fast.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kara for that.
So we just left R.Kelly.
We're at MJ now.
We're at MJ.
We're entering
leaving Neverland.
We're entering Neverland.
I will not watch that movie. First of all, I'll stay ignorant. Okay, I'll stay ignorant. I feel like that documentary with R.Kelly is bringing him down, right? Whether the documentary is true or false, the documentary is there to. It's like it's edutainment. It's education, but through entertainment, which means a lot of it is there to entertain you. how much of it is actually true, and who's like the documentary is not a court, but it's used that way. No matter whether the conviction or the court decides yes or no, guilty or not guilty, perception is reality. So they change the perception of the person, and then it's over. No matter what. And in this situation, like I, if Michael Jackson is guilty, I do really feel bad for the kids that were under this situation. And if he's not, you know, I feel bad for the kids still, because no matter what, guilty or not guilty, somebody's profiting from this shit.
Of course.
That to me is egregious.
There's always profit.
Like, somebody's getting paid off of this documentary. Who's profiting from it? That's like the same stuff we're talking about with Trudeau, right? Like, who's profiting from seeing Michael Jackson go down even further, and from putting these kids' pain, true or false, out for the world to see. Like, that's fucked up. So
there are a lot of factors that are involved with this situation. Okay, number one, I feel again, their pain might be real, but I feel like this is BS in the sense that you're trying to
allegedly
there's a character assassination happening to someone who's been dead for 10 years.
It's been 10 years?
Yeah.
Holy.
2009. There's the person's not around to defend themselves. Now, part number two is that these two guys, they actually testified and helped Michael Jackson get an acquittal, okay, in the first place when they were kids. Some will say, oh, you know, victims of sexual abuse, like, they love the partner that they're with and so on and so forth, okay? But that doesn't excuse that if, let's say, it actually did happen, that they lied. So they're out here making these documentaries, doing all these things. I want to know what the law is on kids perjuring themselves.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. Like, they're out here doing these things, and there's a huge financial gain for these guys.
Yeah.
Right? They're gonna do tours, they're gonna do speaking engagements.
Books.
There's all that. Then there's Oprah. Listen to this, okay?
Man,
Oprah,
okay.
I think we've talked about Oprah in the past.
Because they went on the show.
No, she held a sit-down talk where she was the host. There's so much, like, what drives me nuts is I remember seeing her going, oh, you know, when time's up and a new dawn is on the horizon, okay? And she did all that. I'm like, yo, wait a minute. You're like this with Harvey Weinstein, bro. You haven't said anything about Harvey Weinstein. Why? Because he's been feeding you.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a bias because you've been tied to HBO for years, yet HBO is the one who put this documentary out. We don't hear about Harvey Weinstein. We don't hear about Woody Allen, who married his ex-wife's adopted daughter. We don't hear that, right? But they're going to drag this dude through the mud using two accusers who helped him get acquitted before. It's so one-sided. And I watched an interview on Good Morning Britain.
Yeah, one-sided is
that's huge. And I watched this thing on Good Morning Britain, and they were talking to the director of the documentary, this bald white guy, whatever. He was so arrogant and pompous. I was like, and even Piers Morgan was like, "What makes you so sure? What makes you so sure about all these allegations?" Like, "Oh, well, the evidence is there." He's like, "What evidence?" And he's like, "Well, the investigation." He's like, "What part of the investigation?" Like, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's okay for, you know, a grown man to have kids at his house and whatever. First of all, that's on the parents, but that's a whole other story. But there was no proof
of anything,
of any wrongdoing, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that pissed me off in that situation is, was it not 2 months ago that we were just celebrating Bell Mental Health Day? How is Michael Jackson, who had never had a childhood, not the biggest example of mental health?
Yeah.
Okay.
And even these kids.
Yeah.
What makes these guys mentally fit to do this if they were in the situation they say they were?
And the thing is, people are like, oh, well, their story is compelling. I believe them. I'm like, you do realize sociopaths exist, right? I'm not saying they are. But people can make up stories and make them very believable, or transfer the pain that they've had from another situation in their life and bring it into another situation and make it very believable.
You know, have you ever seen a movie that you really liked? Like, what's your favorite movie?
Coming to America.
Funny as hell, right?
Yeah.
Even like The Godfather.
Yeah.
Really dark, but really good.
Mm-hmm.
When you're watching it, you're like immersed in those type of movies.
Yeah.
You believe it.
Yeah.
You even suspend your BS meter to be like, you know what? I'm gonna let all my rationality behind. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
They Coming to America, Godfather, even leaving Neverland, they followed the same rules to cinematography as these movies.
Yeah.
They're telling you a story that is made up and fabricated to be presented in a way that you can digest and be entertained.
Yeah.
To say that you believe their story, the story is fabricated. Like, it's fabricated to be entertained. That part. Whatever happened in real life, you got to do it like Michael Cohen did. You got to go to court and say, I know you think I'm a liar. I've lied before to the court. Don't take my word for it. Here's the checks. Here are the evidence.
Yeah. Because they're doing all this. This is all hearsay. Like, what makes these two guys' story, more real than the next person?
Yeah. And these guys are one of them is an entertainer, right?
Yeah. One of them is a choreographer in the entertainment business. I want to look at his financial record.
Yeah, where you at?
Where is he? Where is he financially?
Yeah.
Is he struggling?
For real? Why didn't you do that back then?
You had 10 years to do it. You could have done it when he was alive.
Yeah.
Right? And you know what? And that's the thing. Like, why is it that people are calling Jussie Smollett a liar, but these people, they're not liars?
Because they have a compelling
story. Yeah. Exactly.
Story. You don't need facts. You just need story.
And in the meantime, Harvey Weinstein's court case keeps getting pushed.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there. So you know what?
Hey.
Yo, keep an eye out on the Oprah, bro. She might not be for the people. She might not be for the culture. I'm just putting it out there.
It's like what you're telling me reminds me of WWF wrestling back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember Ted DiBiase?
Yeah.
The $1 Million Man?
Yep, with Virgil.
With Virgil?
Yeah.
You know what he does, right? He just buys you out.
Yeah.
He makes you fight for him.
Exactly.
He makes you take a draw. He makes you take a fall.
Exactly.
Same thing. I agree.
No,
Anyways.
sense, man. Anyway, moving on, man.
I am a Michael Jackson fan forever.
Yeah.
Anyways.
For sure. Yo, click the like button, share the show. Let's get this going. We got 2 more topics. So, there was if you guys remember on the cover of Forbes, they were saying that Kylie Jenner, who's 21, I believe, is the youngest billionaire or self-made billionaire in the world today, I guess, or whatever. Now, there's been a huge debate, and I want to know your take on this. Do you think that someone could be considered self-made if they were given a head start? Because we all know the Kardashian family is who she comes from, right? That whole Kardashian-Jenner clan. So, is it fair to call someone self-made if they had such a head start?
Okay, I think you might have to establish what you consider a head start to be. Like, there's the Trump head start, who he claims he's self-made from a small, multi-million-dollar loan from his dad.
Yeah.
And there's someone like her, right?
But you know that she comes from a family of millionaires.
Millionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she made it on her own. How? Like, she has her own line. It's not her mom's, her sisters, or anybody else's. She has her own line. She marketed the best way she could.
But the startup money.
But everybody gets startup money.
No.
Most people do. Like, most billionaires, they got to get money from somewhere. You try with what you have. That's why there's different levels of investment. There's what do you call it? Seeding. Line A, line B, line C. First line is, if you have a good idea, you gotta put all your money in, your friends and family's money in, which may count for, I don't know, $100,000 in total. Once business is rolling, you need more. You need more investment money. So you go out there, you get VCs, venture capitalists, and then your business is making $100 million a year, but you're not profiting yet. You need more money. Then you either sell it to a major corporation, or you get more venture capitalist money or angel money to boost you. Like, does that mean that you weren't self-made?
No, but you were self-made because you went and pulled all those things. I'm saying if you come from a family that has the money and just say you don't have to go for a venture capitalist, you don't have to get a loan, you don't have to do all those things. Here's your money to start.
I don't know, man. Like, I think, given that there's so many in that Kardashian clan, how come she's the only one that made it that big? They all have had the same start, the same initial kind of money.
Well, she didn't make a sex tape, though.
Well, that's on the back of Kim.
Yeah. Was that a pun? Was that a pun?
Also, anyways, I do think that I believe that she has that entrepreneurial spirit that drove her that far to get that billion. But no matter who you are, if you want to get that far in life, you need that boost. You're gonna get some help somewhere. There's no way you can do it on your own. No way.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it. Because it's like one of those things. If someone gives you $1 million and you make 10, does that make you self-made? It's like,
yeah, but you could lose it.
Yes, exactly.
You could do nothing with it. The Bible talks about that stuff.
Yes. But you still had someone start it for you.
Yeah, but what if you have an idea, and you go and ask for the 10 million?
Yeah.
You're self-made, aren't you?
Yeah, because before you got the 10 million you asked for, that was not given to you from jump. Then it makes you more self-made. So I've heard some people say that someone is self-made depending on where they start, in the sense of like, were they poor, were they middle class? Some like, I was having a conversation with my boy DJ, and he was saying like he believes like middle class or lower is considered more self-made.
I don't know about that. I feel like there's so many people who may have started with a lot of money. Okay, they're just living off of the money that was there, and never do anything with it because they never made it grow.
So self-made means you made it grow.
From my personal understanding and experience, it's like you have to will that money to grow. Yeah, you have to go out there and make it happen.
Okay, makes sense. So, speaking of making money to the complete 180 of that, okay, we were having an interesting conversation. We were talking about getting fired. Okay? So, I'm sure we all have interesting stories. Some of us, how we got fired, how we quit, etc. But what are your thoughts on the concept of getting fired?
I've gotten fired before.
Me too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And I've also quit the same way as getting fired as well.
Pretty much.
I remember once I got fired on my last day on the job.
What's the point?
I didn't show up. I was like, what's the point?
Oh, I get that.
Yeah, I was called, and they're like, yeah, you're fired. So,
yeah.
Okay,
that's my last day anyway.
It doesn't change my life, But yeah. I think for companies who do fire people, I think it's important that you know why and you know what your company culture is, and the bigger vision. Yeah. Does this person fit where you want to go? Right? Like, just like what's going on with Odell Beckham.
If you get traded in sports, does that mean you got fired?
He got fired from the team. Like,
man, that's an expensive firing though. Like, he's still getting paid.
Well, sometimes when you get fired, they got to give you severance. Severance.
Yes. I never thought of that. Getting traded is like getting fired by a team.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
What if that team doesn't want you anymore, or doesn't want you at all? It's like getting, depending on where you're going, it's either a promotion or a demotion.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think getting fired is a great character builder.
Oh, absolutely. Depending on where you were, because I remember I got kind of like fired, So
Fired.
fired.
Fired, yeah.
Because I remember I was working at a fitness club, and I was working at the front desk, and I told them from jump, I was like, I can't be here this day. I'm out of town. And the manager was kind of, I don't know, dickish, I guess, for lack of a better term. And
What color does that fitness club? What's their brand color?
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. But I told them, I was like, I can't come that day. And they're like, well, you have to come that day. And I was like, okay, we'll see if I'm going to come that day. So they called me, and I'm like, I'm actually 4 hours away. So y'all up a creek without a paddle. Sorry. And they're like, don't bother coming back. And I'm like, don't worry, I wasn't intending to. So, and then there was another place I got fired because I was a janitor there. I lasted like 2 days.
Oh.
Just because anyone who knows me knows I move like a sloth, essentially. So when you're a janitor in a fast-paced area and they need things to be cleaned up and you're slow, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
So like I said, like I just knew it wasn't for me anyway. So
I had a situation like that. I was working at a car detailing business. It's like almost like an assembly line. Everybody that was there, we were an assembly line.
Mm.
The car would come in, and everybody would do one thing.
Mm.
So I would do the front seat, the driver's seat.
Mm.
All I did was shampoo that one seat, and you do that all day long.
Jesus.
Cars would come in, maybe like 60 cars, just like that.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first got in, at the in the what do you call it? In the lunchroom, one guy told me a story about somebody that came in and quit their first on the first break. I took that to heart. Okay, I lasted like 3 days. The third day, I took my second break. Never came back.
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, peace out.
Yep.
I remember getting a call from HR. It's like, we haven't seen you for a couple of days. Are you coming back? I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think so. This is not for me.
It's not that I quit; it's that I fired myself.
Yeah, but the worst job I ever had wasn't that, dude. I have a major complex with like serving people. Like I just can't. People telling me what to do. I worked at a restaurant and a hotel once, and I've never done serving before. And dude, they showed me how to work the machine and all that stuff, and then training was like an hour.
Yeah. And
I started serving people at their tables and stuff. And they would be like, "Oh, can you get me this?" And I just started getting upset, like who are you?
The customer?
Yeah. Oh, but I just couldn't handle it.
You wanted to just flip a table?
Yeah. So I didn't last longer than my first break.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I just couldn't do it. Like I know you've done serving, right?
No, actually, I was a host at a restaurant.
You're a host who looked like the bouncer.
Best summer job ever.
Yo,
ever.
Let's not mention it. We've talked about this a lot.
Yeah, we have. Yes, but it was the best summer job ever. Like, I'm gonna tell my kids to do it.
You're in the market too.
Yep. Best summer job I ever had.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I think it was the first time I ever ate steak.
You're such a goof. On that note, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
So we wanted to try something new, and I think we did it.
I believe so.
How long has it been, Carol?
37 minutes.
Oh!
There you go.
So we wanted to see if we can do the show in 30 minutes to make it easier for you guys to digest and listen to and take it in, because we want to try doing the show every week now, right?
Yeah.
So we figured that if we can do it every week, but make it shorter and digestible, 30-minute segments, you get more, and we will be more on top of current affairs.
Events, yeah. So that we don't wait 2 weeks, and it'll allow us to get more guests on, more bakers,
Yeah.
Because we didn't get this size eating salad. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's also just to get more of a conversation going on a weekly basis instead of just waiting for the news. And you know what? I've been inspired by what Rob was saying with regards to being on social media. You know what I mean? So we end up turning into like a news platform for people. So you watch us, we catch you up for the week, and then after that, you can kind of sit back and relax, and then come back next week, and we'll give you some more news.
Some more, yeah.
And you can listen to the podcast as well. That's been getting pretty popular, actually, as you guys saw in some of the posts. We're getting a lot of comments and a lot of DMs saying, "Yo, we love the podcast, etc., etc." So this is show number 55. Yeah.
So it's gonna double quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's gonna double quick. But that means for those of you who are signing in for the first time, there's 54 shows to go back and listen to on the podcast if you can't just sit there and watch a video. Yeah. And plus, we busy dudes. Between the two of us, we got 7 kids.
7 kids.
So it keeps life busy.
Yeah.
So
let us know what you guys think about this new format. If you're good with every week and having shorter shows. And anything else you guys can think of that can make the show a little bit better.
Absolutely.
And don't tell us to start the show on time.
Yeah. We did start it on time.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
No, almost.
Almost. So close. Oh, so close.
Almost.
So we have a special guest next week. We won't tell you about who it is. But the show will be on a special day. It'll be... no, it's not next week.
No.
That's not next week. That's not next week.
What's today?
Today's the 12th. It's not next week. We'll talk off.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk off air. Anyway, but next week the show is on the Wednesday.
Next week?
Yeah, next week it's on the Wednesday. But after that it should be on the Tuesdays. Conversation. Just talking about the things you want to talk about.
And things you don't want to talk about.
And that's it.
Hey, man, these cookies were awesome.
Yo, did we eat them all?
Yeah, there's one more left.
Can I bring it home to the wife? Because that's the tax for being out of the house. I have to bring desserts.
Yo, I love seeing all those likes. Respect, yo.
I love it. Keep clicking those like buttons, guy. Share the show. Let your friends know about the show. Let's get this conversation cracking weekly. Peace out.